What single, unglamorous weapon turned Japanese night raids and bayonet charges from fearsome doctrine into fatal mistakes? Often in seconds. August 7th, 1942, 2 hours. In the black stillness before dawn, the first wave of U.S. Marines waded onto beach red at Guadalcanal. They carried the usual tools of the day. M1 Garands, bars, Thompsons, but tucked into the hands of selected men was something the Japanese had not planned for, the Winchester Model 12 shotgun. A pump-action bird gun by birth, it had been reborn as one of the most devastating close-quarters weapons of the war. Japanese defenders had drilled for rifle duels and bayonet work, confident that ferocity at close range would break American lines. They had not prepared for a weapon that could hurl a fistful of lead as fast as a man could work a fore-end. The Model 12's mechanical simplicity and lethal buckshot spread wrecked those assumptions in the jungles, caves, and midnight fights of the Pacific. Each 12-gauge shell carried 9.33 caliber pellets of double-aught buck. A Marine who dumped 6 shells in 3 seconds could throw 54 projectiles into a lane of jungle. Far more immediate killing power than any Ari soccer bolt gun could answer. This was a gun with a history. In 1918, Germany had tried to have American trench shotguns banned under the Hague Rules as causing unnecessary suffering, even threatening to execute any captured shotgunner. Washington's reply was blunt: to retaliate in kind and expect reprisals. No Americans were shot for carrying shotguns, and the weapon stayed. By 1942, the Winchester Model 12 trench gun was purpose-built, a 20-inch barrel, heat shield, bayonet lug and, crucially, the ability to slam fire. Hold the trigger, pump the action, and it roared like a miniature cannon until the magazine ran dry. 2 weeks after the landings, those features collided with Japanese doctrine at the Tenarus-Alu River. On the night of August 21st, Colonel Kiyonao Ichiki drove nearly 1,000 men across a sandbar to smash the Marine perimeter. The kind of shock attack Tokyo glorified. They hit a wall of machine guns, artillery, and, in the shadows, Marines with Model 12s. At 20 yards and in, a single blast could tear through multiple attackers. Slam, firing turned the guns into rapid-fire scythers. When dawn came, the sandbar was carpeted with bodies. Of the 916 who charged, nearly 800 were down. The shotgun's effect was measured not only in casualties, but in terror that crisp metallic chunk in the dark froze infiltrators mid-crawl. From then on, the Pacific taught the same lesson. On night patrols, the point man often carried a Model 12, ready to shatter an ambush with instant, overwhelming fire. In defensive lines, Marines staged shotgun posts in overlapping fields of fire. Infiltrators who slipped past rifles and grenades met a cone of buckshot at 10 paces. In New Georgia, the weapon became standard for counter-ambush work: 1 blast to break the attack, a second to finish it. Tave and bunker fighting made the shotgun indispensable. From Tarawa through Iwo Jima and Okinawa, the Japanese turned rock and coral into labyrinths. Marines answered with blowtorch and corkscrew, flamethrowers, demo charges, and shotguns. Buckshot blasted into cave mouths and ricocheted off stone, filling chambers with lethal fragments and noise that seemed to come from everywhere at once. Troops perfected skip shooting, bouncing pellets around corners to reach men hugging cover. When the war's largest banzai charge crashed into American lines on Saipan in July 1944, machine guns and artillery did the heavy butchery. But in the snarled, hand-to-hand gaps, shotgun teams held sectors that would otherwise have folded. The weapon's confidence effect mattered too. Men who carried it at night swore by the reassurance of a point-blank fight settled in a single trigger pull. Despite its reputation, the Model 12 was never ubiquitous. Roughly 61,000 were produced during the war, tiny beside the millions of rifles. They were issued where they mattered most: Marine rifle companies, Army assault teams, Navy beach parties, airfield guards. Ammunition was plentiful and versatile. standard buck for man-stopping, solid slugs for longer shots and light cover, smaller shot to rake vegetation, and blind ambushes. The Japanese never found a real counter. Makeshift wood or bamboo armor proved heavy and useless. Avoiding close contact ran against their own doctrine. The story of the Model 12 is as much about mindset as hardware. American forces were pragmatic and experimental. If it worked, they used it. Fieldcraft, not theory, produced skip shooting, mixed loadouts, and shotgun assault teams. The pattern endured. The Model 12 fought again in Korea's night actions and in Vietnam's jungle patrols and tunnel fights, its lessons echoing in modern choices that privilege overwhelming close range effects. For Japanese soldiers who met it in the dark, the Winchester was more than a tool. It was a contradiction. They expected Western troops to falter in close combat. Instead, they were shredded at breath, holding range by blasts of buckshot. From Guadalcanal to Okinawa, the plain, pump, action shotgun proved that adaptation and concentrated shock at short range could break a warrior creed. Fast,